I'm Tracy Larson, and I want to welcome you to my podcast. Today, we're going to talk a little bit about how to motivate seniors to stay healthy. Our parents are both widowed, and they've complained a lot lately about feeling physically weaker. In fact, just last month, my mother-in-law had 3 separate falls that have left her bruised and all of us a bit nervous. My father's had open heart surgery and suffers from high blood pressure. Exercise is a very important part of keeping him healthy. With the recent pandemic, more seniors than ever before are homebound. Being stuck at home means a lot more inactivity. This can lead to stress, sleeplessness, and worst of all, a higher risk of developing a chronic disease. Activity and exercise, of course, should be important to all of us, but especially for those who are elderly. They run the greatest risk of getting sick and suffering from a weakened immune system. Perhaps you're the person who needs to be motivated to be active, or like us, have a parent or grandparent who might find it hard to get out much anymore. On a large level, this problem affects all of us within the community. Today, we're going to explore a few ideas that might encourage our seniors to get out and move in hopes of extending their good health for as long as possible. All of us know that when we're alone and we're disconnected, it's just much harder to motivate ourselves to do things. Perhaps you could adopt a neighbor or a friend as a walking buddy. You can do this by first extending an invitation and then stick to a preset time that works for both of you. This is a great way to keep a senior active. It also checks 2 boxes by engaging them both physically and socially. This could be as simple as a walk around the neighborhood, or if the weather's questionable, you could go to a local mall or indoor community walking track. The critical thing is to stay consistent and keep your senior walking buddy moving and actively engaged. For those of you who might live alone, another solution might be to join an exercise program that's taught online. These can be found for free on YouTube. Look for something you're capable of doing like yoga or Pilates. You might want to include a set of resistance bands, and be sure to practice some balance training to help you improve both your strength and your mobility. There's also a lot of successful community programs that help to promote senior health, like Silver Sneakers, or an exercise class that's taught regularly at your local senior citizen center. The key here is to find something that interests you and then plan an activity around that interest. And don't forget that daily household chores, such as doing the laundry, gardening, or organizing an area of your house, counts as exercise too. These are just a few inspirations that might get your imagination going, but you get the idea. We just need you to move more and find joy in your journey as we learn to incorporate movement into our daily lives. Al was a senior friend of ours who has a family history of dementia and Alzheimer's. Throughout his life, he stayed active skiing, biking, playing tennis, and working hard as a realtor. In his 70s, he developed the early stages of Alzheimer's. It was difficult for his family to accept, but he just kept on going. He would often say he felt like he was still in his 20s. Even though it wasn't true, he'd often share with doctors how he could still run 10 miles a day. The message here is that because he'd created a habit in life of staying active, he never really slowed down. He got up each day, he dressed in his suit and tie, and he was always ready to go to work. The biggest difficulty his family had was how to keep Al busy. And there were a lot of days that were hard for them and for him. But my point in sharing this story is that even with a chronic illness, we can help ourselves the most by creating a habit now to stay active. This week, I want to encourage each of you to look for someone, be it a neighbor, a family member, or a friend over 65, and think of a way that you can invite them to do something active with you. I think you might be amazed at how much you'll benefit from your interaction as well as your senior friend does. I want to thank all of you for listening to my podcast today and invite you all to join me again next time. For any additional resources on how to become active as a senior, please join us at www.seniorsinmotion.com.